De 10 années écoulées, nous avons constamment privilégié ce qui nous unit. C'est ainsi que tout ce qui pouvait être fait l'a été pour consolider toujours davantage l'intégration économique et sociale de la nation et harmoniser les conditions de vie et les chances de développement sur les deux rives du Mungo. C'est également ainsi que nous avons ensemble, dans la conscience aiguë de l'intérêt supérieur de la patrie camerounaise, créé l'Union nationale camerounaise pour manifester de façon vivante l'unité de la nation et servir, appuyé sur ces organismes annexes que vient de renforcer l'UNTC, d'instruments de son destin. Dans ces conditions, où les structures fédérales apparaissent comme un handicap au développement rapide du pays, où en revanche, le peuple camerounais a déjà consacré dans les faits sa profonde unité, ma conviction, mesdames et messieurs les députés, ma profonde conviction est que le moment est venu de dépasser l'organisation fédérale de l'État. J'ai, en conséquence, conscient de mes responsabilités à l'égard de la nation et devant l'histoire, décidé de consulter par voie de référendum le peuple camerounais, souverain et maître de son destin, sur l'institution immédiate d'un État unitaire.
May 20th is celebrated in what is today known as Cameroon, widely known as Cameroon, except for those of us Ambazonians who have rather a different a different perspective of what that means. It's celebrated as National Day for Cameroon. To the rest of the world who rather have an inclusive context of the Cameroon, being Francophone Cameroon, if you prefer to call it an Anglophone Cameroon, in as much as they would want to celebrate it, this day is a day of mourning for the people of Ambazonia. This is the day where our human rights were completely destroyed in a process that even started and even with the initiation of the federal system in 1961 and in 1972, where Aijo was abolishing this to fast track the destruction of the peoples of southern Cameroons, which today is Paul Biya is in the process of its completion. And Ambazonians do not want to be extinct and are fighting back. So this is a day of tragedy for Ambazonians, and in as much as French Cameroonians are celebrating this day, it is a day of total sadness. It is a day of remembrance of our subjugation. It is this particular point is the highlight of the enslavement of the Ambazonian people, or the people of the former British Trust Territory of Southern Cameroons. And we have undergone this destruction for over 57 years. And thank God this generation have decided not to allow themselves to be extinct and are restoring their statehood and their dignity back. That no human deserve, they have the right to tell another human being whether to exist or not. And by international law, we assert ourselves the statehood because it is recognized. We are recognized under international law as a people. So we are simply being conventional in our demands and accession to statehood. So we recognize this day as a day of mourning, and anyone who includes us in celebration or who celebrates this day is in effect celebrating the lives of southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians that have been lost, our villages that have been burned, and 57 years of slavery. Slavery have been declared a crime, and anyone who celebrates this day celebrates slavery. I'm not sure anywhere in the world today slavery is worth celebrating. Even those who perpetrate slavery, they are ashamed of their acts today, and slavery has no place in this contemporary world that we live in. So celebration of the 20th May of Cameroon, whatever your beliefs are, whatever relationship you might have with the Cameroons, you might want to remind Cameroon that in as much as you are their friend, you are against 57 years of slavery by rejecting the celebration of this, an invitation to celebrate this day. Reject that invitation to celebrate 57 years of slavery. Reject that invitation to celebrate the killing of innocent civilians. Reject that invitation to celebrate the forceful kicking out of citizens from their homes. Reject that invitation to celebrate mothers giving birth in the jungle under terrible conditions in the wild. Reject that invitation to celebrate over 4,000 Ambazonians held hostage and in captivity in French Cameroon. Reject that invitation to celebrate over 600,000 Ambazonian internally displaced persons. Reject the invitation to celebrate 100,000 Ambazonian refugees in Nigeria. That is nothing worth celebrating. And whether you are a friend of Cameroon or a friend of Ambazonia, it is not the ideals of what today represents. Is not worth celebrating. And we are calling on people of goodwill to stand with Ambazonia, to stand against all human rights abuses, to call on Cameroon to stop the ongoing genocide in Ambazonia, and to protect the statehood of Ambazonians or the former British Trust Territory of Southern Cameroons. We prefer to call it today Ambazonia. So today is not a day of celebration. It can be celebrated in the palaces of disunity in Etudi. But as Ambazonians, today, May 20th, is a national day of mourning. And 57 years later, it is time not just to mourn, but to fight back to restore the dignity of 8 million plus human beings. That is why the Ambazonian struggle for the restoration of their statehood is unstoppable and would not be transferred to another generation. Humanity deserves peace and tranquility, but the fight against evil only takes people of goodwill to do that. The good people of Ambazonia will continue to fight until human dignity of the Ambazonian people is restored. Thank you. My name is Silas Atifo. I'm an Ambazonian activist. God bless you. May the souls of all our people in Ambazonia forcefully taken away from us by the French Cameroon hegemony and their enablers and counterparts like the French government never rest, never allow Cameroon to rest until the statehood of Ambazonia is restored. God bless Ambazonia.
Never again. We have to say never again. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Never again shall we be beggars in our own homeland. Never again. Never again shall we burn our bags for La Republique to ride. Never again. Never again shall we be part of an educational system. Glory to the Father for making our nation a joy forevermore. Ambazonian, land of freedom, you shall live in grace, in liberty, harmony. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of the nation. Ambazonian, land of freedom, you shall live in grace, in liberty, harmony. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of the nation. We, the people of Southern Cameroon, are standing up as one man to scream never again. Never again. We have to say never again. Never again shall we be beggars in our own homeland. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we burn our bags for La Republique to ride. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we be part of an educational system that miseducates our children, prepares the youth for failure, while hypnotizing them with promises of tomorrow's leadership. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we allow a bunch of administrative criminals with bloodstained hands to plunder over our resources, our God-given resources, while our people wallow in abject poverty. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we be part of a system that terrorizes and brutalizes the defenseless people of Ambazonia while using its crooked laws as motive for its actions. Never again. Never again. And lastly, never again, I repeat, never again, shall we transfer the liberation of Southern Cameroon to the next generation. Never! This fight must start with us. This fight must stop with us. It is now or never. Now or never. 56 years, the people of Ambazonia haven't endured state-sponsored terrorism, killing, mass murder, arrest and abduction, the rape of our girls and our students. We, the people of Southern Cameroon, are standing up as one man to scream never again. Never again. We have to say never again. Never again shall we be beggars in our own homeland. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we burn our bags for La Republique to ride. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we be part of an educational system that miseducates our children, prepares the youth for failure, while hypnotizing them with promises of tomorrow's leadership. Never again. Never again. Never again shall we allow a bunch of administrative criminals with bloodstained hands to plunder over our resources, our God-given resources, while our people wallow in abject poverty. Never again. Never again.